Hey guys, it's Erica from Minding Business, and first of all, I apologize for this lighting. I'm at the Stirk Bag headquarters, and the lighting in this office is a little off. So I apologize for the lighting. Hopefully it does not distract the message from the video. I wanted to take some time out to kind of give you all a backstory, my backstory, because I think, for this channel, my main objective was to be able to give tips and kind of give direction to aspiring entrepreneurs and just entrepreneurs as a whole based on some of the experiences that I've been through, and also bring in some experts and other professionals and just have people tell their story so that they will be able to connect with people on a different type of level. But what I think is really important is I haven't really told you guys my story. So I wanted to give you guys a little backstory about me, how I got started, what my business really is, and hopefully it'll provide some clarity for a lot of people who may feel stuck. I'm gonna get started because I don't wanna add too much fluff to the beginning of this video, but okay, so I am a entrepreneur, of course, but I have a business called the Stirk Bag. And so my main business is Mommy Made Services, which I started Mommy Made almost 10 years ago. It's been about 9 years since I started my business. And I started the Stirk Bag, which is my flagship product under the Mommy Made Services umbrella. Started the Stirk Bag 2014, so this is our 7th year. So I'm gonna rewind a little bit. Flagship product means the product that your brand or your business is known for. So when I talk about being an entrepreneur, I typically talk about the Stirk Bag because it's the most recognized product. So what is the Stirk Bag? The Stirk Bag is a pregnancy subscription bag. And so I came out with the Stirk Bag, like I said, 7 years ago, 2014. And it was at the time when the subscription box hadn't really boomed yet, but it was just starting to kind of catch wind, and people were like, the subscription box model is kind of cool. So I started this business with the pregnant consumer in mind, with the expecting mother in mind, the postpartum mother in mind. And the service initially was a subscription for women throughout their pregnancy, to serve women throughout their pregnancy. The post-bump bag, which is our bag that is catered just to postpartum women, came a few months later in April of 2015. So the Stirk Bag was started November 2014. I had a really good friend that was pregnant at the time for the first time. I had already had all 3 of my boys. I was living in Chicago. She was in Florida. And she called me and she was like, you didn't tell me, all of these little things about pregnancy and this morning sickness and this and that. And I'm like, you know what, let me create a care package for you. Let me send it out to you and let me know which products you really liked in there and what helped you. So I remember once I got off the phone with her, I went online and I'm like, instead of me kind of going out to stores and picking, different products for different things that she's going through, maybe there's a product out there already that's like a care package for pregnant women. So I did a quick Google search, didn't find anything at all. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll just create something. So I remember I went to the store, I got one of those reusable bags, went to some of the baby stores and got like some morning sickness candies, some stretch mark creams and things like that. Put it in the bag, mailed it to her, and she loved it. But one of the things that I realized at that point was this is like a market that is virtually untapped. Like, women aren't going to stop getting pregnant, and people aren't going to stop wanting to gift women, when they're pregnant. So I remember taking this idea to my husband and I'm like, what if I created, a subscription just for pregnant women? And we played around with the idea of what the name would be. And right away, Justin, which is my husband, was like, that's a great idea. And I'm like, what's synonymous with pregnancy? And the first thing both of us said was stork. So initially it was going to be the Stirk box, but I figured, let's think outside the box. No pun intended. So I said the Stirk Bag, because when we think about a stork delivering a baby, we think about the bag being in the stork's mouth, and you see the stork in the sky. So I said the stork bag, and that's how the stork bag's name and idea was really derived. The logo, if you look at the logo, it is like a satchel. So the satchel that is typically in the stork's mouth when the stork delivers a baby. So that's how the stork bag's name was derived, and this is kind of where the idea came from. So from there, I started to reach out to some of the companies that I knew from when I was pregnant and some of the companies that I saw in the baby stores that sold the different products. Out of all of the companies that I reached out to, only one responded and said, sure, we'll go into, you know, some type of a partnership with you. That company, who I absolutely love, and I still work with them right now, was Preggy Pops. So anyone that's been pregnant, you probably heard of Preggy Pops, which is a candy for morning sickness. So that company is one of the first companies that I partnered with. We are still partnered right now to this day, 7 years later. But none of the other companies gave me the time or day. Some of them flat out said, no, we're not interested. And most of them just ignored me. So I said, okay, I'm just going to go out there. I'm going to start buying these products with my own money. I started looking at clearance racks. I started to just figure out, okay, how can I do this where I have enough products to be able to create a first, second, and third trimester bag so that it serves the woman throughout her entire pregnancy. So eventually I figured it out. Like I said, I went out there and I would just buy the products with my own money. I went and I bought these Muslim cotton bags, and I bought a heat press. And I started to just press my logo on my bags in the basement of my house in Illinois. I did like the first 100 bags myself, started filling those bags with the products that I bought myself, and I made a goal for myself. And I said, if I can sell these 100 bags within the first year, I have something, and I'm really going to put my all into this. And so within the first 3 months, we sold out of the first 100 bags. This was before Instagram was like this huge thing where, you know, you can go on there now and take these pretty pictures and sell products. So this is strictly organic sales. This was me taking these grainy looking pictures, posting them on our social media or on our Instagram page, and getting customers that way. And this was also before influencer marketing was a thing. So I would go out there, find celebrities who were more accessible for me to get to, meaning I could DM them and more than likely they would check those DMs, and I would say, hey, I found out that you're pregnant, congratulations, can I send you a free stork bag? I did that for a few pregnant celebrities and influencers, and one stuck, and that one person was Zena Foster, who is R&B singer Tank's now wife. She was pregnant at the time. I sent her a stork bag and she posted it. And that really gave me a boom. And I don't know if Zena even knows this, but if she ever sees this video, I hope that, I hope she sees this video. But anyways, that was Zena Foster. She posted about it. I think Tank retweeted it on his Twitter page, and that really drove customers to my website. And so I was like, okay, so influencer marketing, yes. And organic marketing on social media, yes. From there, I just continued to do that. I just upped the ante. So I started to reach out to more celebrities, and I started to really pay attention to consistency when it came to putting the products in my bags. And so since I now had, you know, the celebrity, and since I now had more recognition and more customers coming over, I went to revisit some of those people that I had reached out to before to get into the stork bag. And I said, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we've done so far. We've sold 100 bags with no paid marketing. Are you interested? A few more of them said, sure. And then some of them said, here's our wholesale information, knock yourself out, in so many words. And from there, it just became a little more consistent. Now, it was not always roses, and it was not always easy, and especially in the beginning, because I took all of my family's savings and money and put it into this business. And luckily, I had a really strong support system in my husband and the relatives that I spoke with. They were like, this is a great idea. So I was able to really focus on this idea and turning it into a business. So from there, now we have the stork bag, we have the bags. I reached out to a company overseas to create more of the bags in a more volume, more volume way. So I'm not down there heat pressing bags, which I still did. And I tried to figure out different ways to kind of expand. So I started a maternity t-shirt line, which did not pop. So I closed that. And I just focused on the Stork bag. And that's when in April 2015, I started the Post Bump bag, made that a part of my subscription. I started to hire people that knew things that I did not know. And that's one of the things that I think entrepreneurs mess up on, because you want to do so many things and you want to wear so many hats, but it's so important for you to understand what you're really good at and the things that you aren't really good at to kind of hire people on. And you're probably thinking, how do I hire people if I don't have money? Well, there are very creative ways. And if you find people that believe in what you're doing, then you can talk to them and work it out. So I started to hire people. I hired a PR firm, which was My Y agency, ran by Emerald Jane. And Emerald was such a huge impact to the beginning of my business. So if Emerald sees this video, thank you so much, Emerald. But I hired her. She kind of helped me out with, this is what we do for PR. This is, you know, how we position it. This is how we brand it. We started to get on TV. And that's when it really took off. And I always had these big, grand ideas for what this product was. And from the beginning, I've been saying it's the best pregnancy gift ever. This is the #1 selling pregnancy subscription in America. And I was saying that 7 years ago when I first started it, and now we've seen it manifest into that. But just really affirming these things to myself, not because I always believed it, but because I needed to affirm certain things to myself so that I kept going, because it did get hard. And even in year 7, where we are right now, it's still challenging sometimes, but it's really, really rewarding. So that's the kind of backstory in a condensed way of how I started the Stork bag. And to give you an idea of where it is now, you know, I feel like a lot of people are so used to entrepreneurs on social media making things larger or inflating their numbers and making things seem like bigger than what they are. And so what that does to an aspiring entrepreneur is it makes you feel like, what am I doing wrong? But for me, we started out and we were doing barely $1,000 per month that first year, that first whole year. And then we started to see it gradually increase. And then there were some weeks where I wasn't getting any sales. And I was like, is my website broken? Like, what's the deal? And we would see a lot of sales come in and then it would trickle and then it would be no sales. And I'm like, okay, so it wasn't. And this is the truth for you guys. So I want everyone that's an aspiring entrepreneur, everyone that started a business that's trying to figure out, why am I not getting sales? You have to know that you have to keep going. You have to stay persistent. Even if it seems like, how come, you know, this person's over there and they created this product and they're selling all of these products and they're making all of this money, but I'm over here like twiddling my thumbs. What is going on? But you have to know that everyone's story is different. And many people do things for social media because this is a part of how they market. This is a part of how they get people to want to buy their product. If you tell people that, wow, this product is selling a lot, that makes people say, oh, I want that too. So just know that a lot of what you're seeing is marketing and a lot of what you're seeing is people just inflating. But I started out, sometimes we weren't getting any sales. I went from making close to $1,000 per month to $20,000 per month. Not overnight, not in a year, in a few years. And it took a lot of, should I stop? Should I quit? I should do this. I should pivot. I should do this. It took a lot of that. And it was a lot of challenges. And even in year 7, as we're growing more rapidly and people know about the Stork bag and it's more recognized, there are still challenges. I have employees that I have to pay. I have rent to all of these offices that I have to pay. I have to make sure there's products. I have to make sure, you know, the brand is staying fresh. I have to see, you know, what the consumer wants. And there's so many things that go on behind the scenes that you all have to know about, because being a boss is way more than you going on social media and showing people everything that you have. And, you know, you got all these sales and you got this big house and you're on a private jet. I don't know, you know, these entrepreneurs these days, my goodness, y'all have private jets? You know, we still over here flying in commercial airlines, and I'm okay with that. But anyways, it's about being able to grow, and especially when you're growing organically and your business is steeped in really trying to serve a market of people. It has to be more than you wanting to become rich. It has to be you wanting to serve a group of people or you wanting to make some type of change, because it cannot only be about money, because those months or weeks or days that you're going without sales, what's going to keep you if it's only about money? You're going to want to quit. You're going to want to quit. And it's okay to feel like that sometimes, because I promise you, most entrepreneurs feel like that. You have some of your favorite celebrities who have started businesses, and those businesses have failed because people didn't like the certain clothing and the jeans didn't fit right and whatever it is, but they still kept going and they're still your favorite celebrity. So you have to know that a lot of what you're seeing on social media, I'm not saying that it's not an important aspect of being inspiring and motivating people, but a lot of what you're seeing on social media in the form of this is what you can have if you're a boss, or this is what you can have, you know, if you're an entrepreneur, and you're looking at like, why do I have pennies where these people are making millions of dollars? You have to know that there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. Just like in the entertainment industry, there are things that happen that make people want to buy music and make people want to buy the albums, make people want to watch the movies. There are things that go on behind the scenes that make you want to buy a product, that make you want to sign up for a class or sign up, you know, to be a part of someone's newest cohort or so whatever it is. It's because it's a marketing ploy. And so there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to learn how to focus on what you're trying to do and focus on your journey, where instead of focusing on why is this person doing that and I'm doing this and we started at the same time, or we have the same type of product and they're popping and I'm not. Focus on you. Try to figure out what the issue is within whatever you're doing, whatever your organization is, and go from there. I want to also tell you all, as you grow and when you found that that particular product or that particular service that you see people like and they're gravitating toward, hold on to that. Don't try to change it. If it works, hold on to it. And I think what happens is so many people try to change something that's working and then it no longer works. Why are you changing something that's working? Hold on to it. Build, but hold on to your main product. This video is lasting a long time, and I know a lot of y'all are like, girl, this is too much, and y'all want to stop the video. I need y'all to watch this whole video, because I'm going to do a second part of this video to kind of tell you all where we are now. But I kind of alluded to it at the beginning of this video. I started to say the Stirk bag was the #1 selling pregnancy subscription in America and the best pregnancy gift ever. And there have been other brands that came out, and I think they're really awesome brands. Some competitor brands is what they say, but I don't really believe in competitor brands, because I feel like the consumer can purchase my product and they can purchase their product and be happy. It doesn't have to be a competition. I think it's important for you to start focusing on your brand and not worry about what someone else is doing. It's okay that a consumer shops at different stores. We do it all the time. I shop at Target. I'll go to Walmart. I'll shop at this grocery store and that grocery store. They don't just have to shop with you. You do want to build customer loyalty, but you do not want to focus so much on what your competitors are doing that it takes away from what you're doing and the mission behind what you're doing. I really want you all to understand that there are a lot of other things that's involved with starting a business, and it is about taking an idea and turning it into something that is a revenue-driven business, but it's also about trying to do those things that's behind the scenes that's going to set you up for success. So I am going to have a few people on to some professionals on to kind of tell you guys what you need to do to set up a business, whether it's an LLC, an S Corp, whatever you decide to do. I'm going to have some people on talking about PR and why marketing and public relations is such an important aspect to any brand. But I wanted to share a little bit of my backstory. I wanted to tell you guys where we started at and what we've done now. We've partnered with Google. We've partnered with Disney. We've partnered with 1-800-Flowers. We've been on the Disney-owned station Freeform doing their military baby shower. We've done so many different things since 2014 that has brought us here. And now we have customers all around the world. And if you are a customer, thank you so much. And I really appreciate all of my customers. And it's really important for you guys to never lose sight of why you're doing it. Never lose sight of who you're serving, and always remember there's someone always watching. So that doesn't mean that you have to be perfect at all times, but it does mean that if you've put yourself out there and you said, this is what I'm going to do, and this is my life purpose, it's important that you go out there and serve, because that's a part of your mission. I hope that this video has helped someone. I hope that y'all watch the whole video and not skip through or stop the video. I guess if y'all stopped it, you wouldn't be able to hear this part. So thank you all so very much for tuning into my channel. Thank you to all of my subscribers. If you like this video, like I always say, give me a thumbs up, shoot me a comment, share, let your friends know, girl, you got to go follow Minding Business, or bro, you got to go follow Minding Business, or you got to go follow Minding Business. Minding Business on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram at Mommy CEO. That is my personal Instagram page. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. I have a lot of really awesome videos coming. I have a CPA, a lawyer, I have a PR maven, a media maven, all of these people to come onto the channel to kind of give you guys some tips. And I hope that all of those things help. Thanks guys so much for tuning in. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Talk to you guys later. Bye.